Shout out Rolling Rock.
Shout out Rolling Rock.
Check. Red button. Check. Rolling, boys. Check out or shout out Dylan Mulvaney for the sweet kicks.
Oh my God.
Is he sponsored back here or she?
No, look at those Bud Light shoes.
Oh,
You got to admit those are sweet shoes.
I'd fuck Dylan for him.
Okay, my goodness.
Welcome back. This is the Walk On Podcast, and today, special guest, TZ, Trent Taylor.
what up, boys?
Welcome. Thanks for joining us, bub.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this kind of thing right here makes our trip more worth it
I love it.
because we're a brand that doesn't have a lot of money, and we spent a lot of money to get down here. So this is big. We're probably gonna have you, Tyler, over there in the kitchen next. You're gonna be back on the podcast.
Talk about that apple smoked sausage.
Give me some of
or
that
whatever
sausage,
it was.
Tyler. Come on now.
Yeah.
Tell me this isn't a good idea, TZ.
Oh,
Hey, check this out, TZ. So,
Yeah.
PMT just showed up it's PMT, right?
Yeah, pardon my take.
They showed up to talk to George. They're good guys.
Yeah.
Bit nerdy.
Yeah.
They definitely got a few nerds.
I'm gonna let them.
They're super nerdy, actually.
I'm gonna let them do like their whole thing, but then I'm gonna beat them up and steal all their camera equipment. So this podcast just got a nice upgrade from PMT. So shout out
I'll
to
be
them.
on your side for that one.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, Drake.
Who's the biggest battle? Big Cat?
None of them. There's no battle.
Just because he's a big dude?
the other guy that's what's his name? You know him. The guy with the hat.
There's like 4 of them in there.
No.
PLL hat.
PLL hat.
Oh, that's Billy.
Billy.
Yeah.
Billy. I would say Billy and
Yeah, that's probably the
Billy
biggest
and Big
fight.
Cat are the only threats.
Well,
Yeah.
Billy boxed Jose Canseco.
Did he really?
He did. Yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
he, like, beat him up,
Well,
right?
Jose took a dive, but
He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
he looked prepared.
Billy's somewhat fit.
Yeah.
He's a 6'4" guy. I mean, he's,
Yeah. Hey, he's a fellow Division III guy, so I have to
Did he play
I have to give him the respect he deserves.
he played football.
Or you play lacrosse.
His name's Billy Football.
Oh, well, the fuck. I mean, how many people have?
So how did Billy get the name Billy Football?
You just give yourself that name.
I think he played in high school, maybe.
TZ football?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, shit.
Trent football.
It's just
You
ever
played in the
since
Super Bowl.
ever since Johnny Football came out, then everybody just starts putting their name with football. So.
Yeah.
That's a great gift you can give as a parent. Is give your kid a name that can like end in Y. Every nickname works perfectly.
Yeah.
Everything
that's
works.
True.
Yeah. So we got Trent Taylor on the podcast. Where did you go to high school?
In Shreveport, Louisiana.
Shout out to the state of Louisiana.
From the boot, you're
You're from down there, huh?
yeah, from down south. I was born in Tennessee, and I grew up most of my life in Louisiana. So like after I went to Louisiana Tech, my parents moved back up here to Nashville. So that's kind of how I
You're a
ended up.
Southern boy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Shout out to the Queen, best realtor in all of Tennessee.
Oh yeah, she's killing it right now. My mom.
His mother is the
really?
one who
Yeah.
sold us our place in Nashville.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, she sold George this spot out here.
Hell
She-
yeah.
And so ever since she worked with George, then George just kind of refers her to every single person he talks to. So
Absolutely.
ever since then, business has been good for her.
I feel like if you associate yourself with George and the absolute mega like star son in the universe that he is, things kind of go well.
He's just a big hype man too. He'll hype up whoever he likes. He's gonna hype him up.
isn't he?
To the fullest? Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Like we talked about him that with him yesterday on the pod we recorded with him. How he just like most people would not just invite this many people onto their property in their home. Like
It's chaotic out here.
It's
Dude.
crazy.
It really is. Every time I come work out here, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. This is stressful. But this isn't even my house, so it's like, I don't know how he does it. But he does it.
like yesterday, they're shooting the commercial. There's just truckloads of people coming into his property. It like you said, it's not my place, but I feel anxiety.
Yeah, bro. I don't know how they do
It's
it.
crazy. So you go to La Tech
Mm-hmm.
and just absolutely dominate.
Ball.
You could say so. Yeah.
Like you kind of
I
did.
think so. I broke some records out there.
Do you still have records out there?
I have the receptions record. I have the actually I don't know if I have the receiving yards in a season. I might. But Troy Edwards back in like the 90s, he was a baller. He had
Yeah.
like most all records. It's kind of like me and him, and Quentin Patton had some records. Another Niners guy, but yeah, I know for sure I have the receptions record, but I'm not sure about everything else.
When you got to La Tech, was it a thing where you were confident you were going to be able to play on that level, or was that a thing that really like kind of evolved over time to where by the time you're towards the end of your career, like, damn, I've really elevated myself here?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was that confident because going out of high school, that was like my only
That was it.
scholarship offer. So I was like, I really kind of got to grind this out and prove to them that I belong.
Walk-on mentality.
And yeah, pretty much. That's it. I mean, I'm 5'8" white guy, so I will always have
there
the
you
walk
go, man.
mentality.
Yeah,
what it's all
welcome to the
about.
podcast.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, I got the white guy thing. I clear 6 feet.
Drake's
but-
the only one over 6 foot on this podcast
Yeah,
right now.
Drake
so.
had to make that clear. You know?
There, it is. You're kind of beating the odds though. Like it is, it's tough to like size matters a little bit.
100%.
And so that's why I was like Trent, we got to get you on the podcast because you kind of personify what our show. You guys are good. The lights are fine. Yeah. You can turn them off, turn them on. I don't care. That's your dojo over there. And so you start balling, start breaking some records. When did you think that you had a shot at like, damn, I might be able to make money playing football?
Yeah, it was always like my dream. Like I always wanted to play in the NFL, obviously, but it was never like I never like had a plan set out. I just always was like, I gotta get better type of thing. And like going into my senior year of football, like spring practice and whatnot, some scouts would roll through and they're like, these scouts want to talk to you. And I'm like, oh dang. I was like, maybe I do have a shot at this. I don't know, because I know it was always going to be super tough being a 5'8", not too fast white guy. So
You're pretty fast.
I was see like
TZ.
my 40 was a 4.6. That's not blazing.
No.
But I had the fastest shuttle time.
Agile.
Combined. Yeah. So
What'd you run 5.10.5?
I ran a 4 flat.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really hoping to get in the threes, but it was a 4 flat. So, but yeah, that worked for me.
Force fast.
Yeah.
That's kind of coming from Iowa. We used to do that drill like as our.
We were taught the best way to, like the cheater's way to do a
Yeah.
5-10-5.
How was that?
You
Open
don't
up.
take a crossover step. You
Yeah.
take 2 steps to get to the first line. And then after your second turn, you don't take a crossover step either.
And it looks slow, but it's fast.
It's just
So were y'all
it just
crushing times or what?
we
So-
were all under 4.
So
Shut up.
so I as a long snapper ran 3.99, and that was the record.
Jeez, dude.
And all of our our starting linebackers were all like low 3.9s.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
It was the technique.
I never even heard that.
We were taught a cheater's way to do it, and it fucking
The-
worked.
Like, would you be allowed to do that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's not cheating.
Yeah.
It's just a different step technique. Like
Really?
yeah. But we used to have these crazy. We would line up all the way down a yard line, and we would do what we call ground starts. But it was a 5-10-5 drill once you were on your feet. So you're starting in the middle and you're going right, left, back through.
Okay, yeah.
But you're starting in weird positions, getting up off the ground. So you might be starting push-up position. You might be starting on your knees. And we used to line up the running backs, the linebackers, the specialists, and we would just have like 20-person races. Everybody
Can't
going
believe-
on.
I gotta figure out this trick that y'all got.
We'll
I mean,
show
it
you.
doesn't
Well,
matter.
it don't mean
anymore,
shit for you
but, yeah,
anymore.
it doesn't matter at all. So
So
But if someday you go into like teaching speed work after your
Yeah.
career, that might be one.
Yeah.
That might be a.
I'm gonna call y'all up on that one. for
absolutely.
sure.
I'll come. Yeah, that would be sick. So I remember the first time, those scouts show up at practice. Obviously at Iowa, there's guys all over the place looking at like some of our big dogs, and then they'd they walk around the edge of the field.
Did you play at Iowa?
Yeah. I was a long
position?
snapper.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So they walk over to like where the specialists are, and we're like kicking balls and shit. And
Just dicking around.
Playing golf
always,
or something like they always do.
We don't do shit.
Yeah.
But towards the junior senior year, same thing. Like a couple scouts would like take a second, watch me do a couple snaps. Like, oh shit,
Oh shit, they're paying attention.
how's that? Like I know that feeling of like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I don't even care. Like I don't care if I ever play in the NFL. This scout is looking at me right now. So you probably had to feel pretty good once they were like trying to talk to you and shit.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it was still always an unknown. Like they're talking to me. I'm like, I could be a free agent. Like, does this mean they're gonna draft me? I have no idea. It's all such an unknown world, and it was just like, dang, this is really cool. But I also I need to get back to work at the same time. It was something that I was like, obviously it catches your attention, and it's like a really cool thought. But I tried my best not to think about it.
Yeah,
which
because
I
it's-
guess it worked out
Because it's
yeah.
distracting.
Yeah.
You came out the same year George did, right?
Yep.
Rookies together.
Yep.
And
Roommates at Exos.
yes.
Yeah, we trained. We did all the pre-draft training. That's like when I met George.
Is that down in Texas?
Yeah, Frisco, Texas.
Yeah.
And then so George, the Niners had 2 5th-round picks, and they picked George like the early 5th-round pick, and then I was the 5th-round pick like right after him.
And that had to be so sick for you guys.
Dude, it was insane. Like, which I wasn't even really paying attention to George. I was just like looking at my phone, waiting for a call the whole time. So like we're obviously celebrating, and then I get a FaceTime from George. I was like, oh, he wants to like congratulate me or something. He's like, dude, we're both Niners. And I was like, bro, what? And we're all just like on FaceTime, like, let's go.
It had to. That literally the hype, that had to feel like an absolute like fantasy after you just trained with each other for the.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. Now
Which that was like the biggest deal, just like having a friend going into the NFL. Like
Absolutely.
that meant everything.
That's
Yeah,
so sick. So you guys move in together out in San Francisco,
Yeah.
and man, it was so fun to follow you guys. Like with the Panda Monday, like we talked about that yesterday when, and you guys are like, it probably felt like college again. Like you move in and
It really was. You're just rooming, and I mean, obviously George is he's a character for sure. So I'm like more of a quiet guy, so I like hanging around those kind of guys.
yeah.
But yeah, George has always been the outgoing, wild guy, and so yeah, he starts the Panda Mondays. We start doing all this kind of stuff, which was fun. Like we would always go hang out and do things together around town, and then he starts blowing up. It starts to become a little bit tough because he's way too noticeable. He's this big 6'5"
Oh
guy,
yeah.
but, you know, I can do that my whole life. I can go into any building.
Facts.
Nobody knows who I am, which is
Yep.
super nice. But it started becoming tough, like hanging out with George.
George can't like it. I would trade everything, right, to like have this facility, be George Kittle. Like it's an amazing life, but
Yeah.
there are a couple shitty parts about it, and the one shitty part is, like I was just telling Grant yesterday when we left to go back to the hotel. Like there's no George in George's life. There is no like, hey, I'm just gonna run to the grocery store quick.
No,
like,
yeah, not at all.
You just get. He's got the long hair. He's got a face that nobody else has.
Yeah.
He's 6'5". Like
Yoked up, tatted up.
yeah, like he's just a noticeable guy. You see that guy, and if you don't know who George is, you're like,
He's somebody.
he does something. Yeah, like
He does something.
Yeah. Whereas like if you see me or you at the grocery store, you're just like, just another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what people ask me. They're like, "Do you ever hang out with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati?" Like, no, that dude can't go.
He doesn't
anywhere.
hang with anybody.
No,
He actually made a comment about that, right?
Who,
Just
Joe did?
not too long ago. He said like it's been tough to transition
that
to like
him?
not being able to do anything.
Was that him that said like I just want to be able to go to the grocery store?
I just want to be
He
normal.
probably did. Yeah.
It's a life where God, I mean Joey B is fucking he can't do anything. He's like George. I mean like it's you give up a little bit of the simplicities in life. So you were in you were at the 49ers for how long?
For 4 years.
Was that tough to like leave there and like cuz you build relationships, right?
It was, yeah, 100%. I think we had like one of the closest teams in the NFL. Guys would always come in and talk about like how close that team was in San Fran. Like how different it was, how everybody was like more of a family compared to most NFL teams.
It's kind of like a college team.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I was super close with everybody there. And so like obviously like I kind of understand that I'm probably not going to get signed back because I was going through injuries and I wasn't producing.
That foot injury was tough, dude, because you were doing super well. They were talking about teasing you to catch 80, 100 balls, and that foot injury just fucking sucked.
It's super annoying to like look back at that kind of stuff, like because you're just talking about like coulda, woulda, shoulda type of thing.
Right. What happened? How did it happen?
I had a Jones fracture. It's like my pinky toe bone. So I was supposed to only miss like 1 or 2 games to start the season. But then they kind of messed up the surgery with the screw in my foot.
You're shitting me.
They try to go back in and like fix it up. Next thing you know, there's a infection in my foot. So they think they're just going to go back in for a third surgery, clean it all out. Next thing you know, it's not fully cleaned out. It's like the infection's like deep in my bone. So it takes
That's some dangerous shit.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like kind of like lose your foot kind of stuff.
Like scary stuff. Like Alex Smith, like obviously not to that extent, but it was like
Same
it
kind of
was
thing.
getting to that point.
Oh my
yeah.
God, I did not know this.
Yeah, so like it took 2 more surgeries to like clean it all out, and I had to put a PICC line in my arm, like an IV thing, like sat in my arm for 6 weeks
For the antibiotics.
for the antibiotics. Yeah, and it was like every 4 hours for 6 weeks, I had to inject myself with antibiotics. Which was
Dude,
a crazy experience, dude.
that's so annoying.
Because I'm just at the doctor, and they're like, "Yeah, like here's all your, we'll refill you every week or so, and do this every 4 hours. But then every hour before you take it, you got to take it out of the fridge so it cools down. There's like all these steps. It's like a 30-minute process of injecting antibiotics into myself.
So your entire life became like, I need to like keep my foot.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm trying to be a pro athlete.
Yeah. At that point, I'm just like praying that like we get the infection out and everything's gonna be clear.
That's
It's just, like,
insanity.
yeah. So I ended up missing that whole season when I was supposed to miss like 1 or 2 games at the start. And that was like the Super Bowl run too. So I'm at the Super Bowl in a boot, just like watching, dude. It was tough.
Mentally, that fucks with you.
Yeah, a little bit. But I think it was funny because like my mom was so wrecked through it all because she was like worried about me, but it like got to the point to where I was like, all right, I need to be strong in all this because my mom might lose her mind herself. But I've kind of always been good with that kind of stuff. Just roll with the punches and control the things that you can control. I think that's nothing teaches you that like the NFL is just like learning how to control the things that you can control. If you sit around and start pouting about bad things that are happening to you, coach isn't putting me in, I deserve more playing time. Those are the guys who find themselves weeding themselves out of the NFL. So you don't really have a choice but to just figure out what you can do. And
at that level, if you put any of your energy into the negative side of it, you're
wasting a ton of energy, and then you're just getting more behind the 8 ball at that point.
That's crazy. So they release you or whatever, and
well, like my contract was up.
Contract expires.
And it was like a mutual thing. Like I went into Shanahan's office and I was like, I know like y'all probably don't want to sign me back, and I feel like I need a fresh start myself. So like, it was like a mutual respect thing. Like I respect everything about Shanahan and that whole coaching staff. They were always great. Always pushed me to be the best, and I loved every second of being there with the Niners. But I just had to go.
So after that, are you already talking to your agent like, hey, like we need to find a spot, or how does that process work then?
Yeah, so I was a free agent that next year. What was that? Going into the 2021 season, or it might have been the 2020 season. But
and now you're dealing with COVID too. That's so
yeah.
that's
so
crazy.
Like the tryouts and all that were pretty weird. But yeah, I was a free agent like through the start of OTAs. I did a couple workouts. I did a workout with the Patriots, and then I did a workout with the Bengals.
Okay.
But then like right after the workout with the Bengals, they said they wanted to sign me. So
That's sick.
I was like, let's
You
do it.
fit the Bill Belichick mold.
I was gonna
Perfect.
say Patriots. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I was like I was like, I really want to be a Patriot. Like that would be super dope. Like,
Yeah.
I know I would love it out there, but I think it all worked out perfectly. Like Cincinnati's a great spot for me to be, like with Joe Burrow. Like obviously, my first year there, they hadn't done anything good. Like Joe got hurt. They were below 500 the year before, and then we got everybody. Joe was healthy again. Got some more guys. Jamar Chase got in there. Started balling. So it's like the best place I could be right now.
The come up in Cincinnati has been wild.
It's been a long time coming for them for sure, but yeah, they're finally up. We need to get Joe Burrow paid now. So
That's gonna be tough for the rest of the roster.
yeah, they're about to break the bank with that one, which they don't have a choice. They can't.
Have to.
You can't let
can't
Joe
get rid of
Burrow
him.
go.
Because he balled out at LSU, came in and probably established himself as a top 5 guy in the league immediately.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, you're probably looking at Pat, Josh. Who else? Him?
I would go Pat then Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna
Then
say
Joe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Joe's gotten to the Super Bowl, and as much as the Bills are fun and they're cool, like Joe's gotten farther than Josh has,
Yeah, 100%.
and he has a better record against Mahomes, I think.
What's he like as a guy in the locker room?
Joe.
Yeah.
He's kind of a quiet guy. We play ping pong together all the time, though. It's like me, him, and Tyler Boyd are kind of like the top ping pong players. So
Are you still the ping pong king?
I'm still the king.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
But
Did you
If
used
you
to,
want the throne, you want the crown, talk to Teasy.
okay, how did you used to play against CJ?
Oh yeah, me and CJ used to go
Because
at it.
CJ's good.
He's dirty.
Yeah.
He might be a little bit better than me.
He absolutely wiped everybody at Iowa off the floor.
Yeah. So, dude, we would be in the locker room in San Fran sweating our asses off playing against each other, just nonstop. So, like, he just sits back and just kind of hits it like that. I'm like full on, boom, like hitting it as hard as I can. And he's just dinks it back, and I hit it as hard as I can. He just dinks it back, and that's like the whole game for us.
CJ is just like, he's just so good at everything.
Yeah, he's annoying, but he's good though. He's really good.
Pisses me off CJ hasn't been out here, dude. I miss CJ.
I would love to sit down with CJ so
He's
bad.
got his house in Jacksonville now, so he
Does
probably
he?
He's on the
hangs out
beach,
there,
dude.
yeah.
He walks out his
Not a
back
bad
door and
spot.
he's on the
Yeah,
beach.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
So you get picked up. Joe and Jamar Chase. What's it like being in the?
You guys got one of the most fun,
yeah.
coolest receiver rooms.
I went there for OTAs my first year. This is my third year with the Bengals now, but my first year I showed up. Jamar's a rookie. We got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
We played against Boyd in college.
Did he ball out?
in Pittsburgh, he balled.
Well,
Did
Desmond King, who plays for the Texans, was having his Thorpe year, and
he killed it.
we basically put Desmond on Boyd, and it was like a one-on-one. It was like the matchup.
really?
It was the matchup of the game. We ended up winning that game on a last-second 57-yard field goal.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a dog.
Yeah.
Higgins is a dog. Chase is a dog. You guys are stacked.
As soon as we left OTAs, I remember I came back to the barn, like George was asking me how it was. I'm like, dude, we have the best receiving core in the league, like easy.
You weren't wrong.
And like everyone at that time, they like thought I was dumb. They're like, dude, like what are you talking about? I started naming everybody else. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you. And then like next thing you know, we go into that season, all three of those dudes are balling out. I think they all three got 1,000 yards. Went to the Super Bowl, and they're still killing it. You know, T. Higgins, he's about to have to get paid too. So this is probably the last year of them three being our starters. People got to get paid.
It's the business of the NFL. The business of the NFL, honestly, sometimes it ruins like
Yeah,
some of the sick teams that are put together.
it really does. But like, you can't blame guys for trying to go get their money.
No,
or
and that's the
anything.
thing,
You
right?
got
Like
to.
it's a profession. We're
Yeah.
talking about you damn near losing a foot, like trying to be an athlete and do all this
Yeah.
shit. Like you guys deserve more than what you guys get. And what's required in the offseason. I mean, we see what George has. You need all these resources to be the best athlete
yeah,
you can possibly
100%.
be. But man, sometimes it's like you're breaking up the gang because there's just not enough money to pay everybody.
Yeah.
It's like you got to go get the kid, huh? Man,
Who, Bane?
you got to discipline him, huh? That's great. So this will be year 3 in Cincinnati.
Yeah, my third year in Cincinnati. Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between Cincinnati culture, coaches,
Oh,
players,
dude, it is.
and 49ers?
I went from they're like the two most different franchises. Like I
Are
didn't
they?
know franchises could be so different with like the kind of money they spend like on facilities and food. Like the Niners, they were like top of the line cafeteria, recovery equipment, and all that. I think Cincinnati might be bottom.
They've been bottom.
They might be bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
Like as far as like
the
amenities?
cafeteria is like it's like my elementary school cafeteria food.
Yikes.
It's not good. Everybody complains about it, but like I'm like, dude, like Joe, like Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, like y'all need to go say something.
Like,
to these
let's
guys.
get
Like,
some changes made
yeah,
around
like
here.
somebody's got to go speak up because
I thought it happened. I thought you guys were building new facilities.
we're building a new like training facility right now, like a new recovery room with like the red light therapy and all that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they are
shit.
fixing that. That is going to be nice.
Is Cincinnati still the only place that doesn't have an indoor practice facility?
We just built one last
You
year.
just got one.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
Just got one last year.
That's bullshit.
Because it gets cold. Out
Cold
there.
as shit.
During the my first year there when we went to the Super Bowl, that whole playoff run, we're just like we're on our turf outside. It's like frozen turf. There's snow all around.
Everything hurts.
Sometimes it's like pouring down rain. It's like, you never know what's gonna happen on game day. We got to be prepared. Like, dude, come on. What are we talking about? Like, we can't even get a practice in.
I can't imagine being the owner of an NFL organization. Your goal has to be to win Super Bowls, right? Why are you owning?
That's what.
And you don't have proper recovery facilities.
Yeah.
The very best ability in the NFL is availability. Everybody's known that forever. You don't even have the facilities for your fucking rehab. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's tough, dude. But they're fixing that now, though. It's been a long time coming, but
Yeah, you show up to a
They're fixing
Super
it.
Bowl.
I was gonna
one
say-
time,
I was
and
gonna
now
say-
it's like, okay,
Run yourself down the playoffs all the way to the final game, and that might change some things.
yeah,
Guy like Joe Burrow, that might
we're
change.
finally making a little bit of money now. So
I watched.
we just got to fix the cafeteria now. Then I'll be straight. Because I can't every day they have like pizza and hot dogs.
You're
And
fucking.
you're
Yeah,
telling me they don't
you're
have
lying.
chefs?
They do have chefs, but the chefs aren't. They're not like chefs. They're just
You're eating.
You have cooks, dude?
You're eating
Do
daycare
they
food.
have lunch lady arms?
yeah, I guess so.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna sit here and dog the whole organization right now.
I am. TZ's eating fucking chicken nuggets on
We're
Friday.
eating
No, they
hot
have,
dogs
like-
in an NFL
They got,
facility?
they got the hotline food where they have like some chicken, some vegetables, and whatnot. But then the other option is like pizza, pasta.
This is like the dorm cafeteria.
sort of kind of, yeah.
That's wild.
I think they'll fix it here soon, though.
I can't believe
We
it.
gotta
Joe.
keep winning.
Facts. I mean,
Yeah,
I think you guys.
Your guys' roster is set to keep winning.
I was gonna say.
yeah.
At
Our
least
defense is pretty legit too.
Pretty legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to let go. Like, we couldn't pay Von Bell and Jesse Bates, our two safeties, which they were both ballers. Had to let them go, but we got some rookies coming in. Hopefully they can ball out for us.
getting rookies is so huge. I think, and hitting because
You have to hit on your rookies because then you're
Yeah.
draft
That's
for
the
draft
only way
capital.
you can
Yeah.
stay.
Well, if you look at like the teams who do so well every so often, I saw this. It's like most of those teams have QBs on their rookie contracts.
Yeah.
Other than the Chiefs, who have been able to figure it out.
It's the salary cap, dude.
It's the money. And the quarterback takes up so much of that. It's just like you got to figure it out. Bane, come on, bud. Come on,
Scare
bud.
him.
Figure it out. You should be tired. Shouldn't he be tired? My guy's been
Him and Deanie are just going at it.
going
nonstop.
after it this morning during the workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he tries to get up, he's gonna get smacked on camera.
Just blur it
That's
out.
animal abuse.
Just blur it out.
Bane, you're a good boy.
You are a good dog.
What were we? I had to do
Talk
cardio.
about the salary cap and all that.
No, I was gonna go to the workout that we just did this morning.
Oh.
What we had a little arm day, a little upper body.
Dude, we pumped it big time.
I was on the bike doing cardio. So what'd you
we
guys
did
hit?
so many curls.
900 reps of curls.
Yeah.
Oh, we did biceps heavy, huh?
We did.
I missed out on that.
We did like curl pull-ups. We did reverse dumbbell curls. We did band curls.
It's because George was the strength coach for the day.
I thought arm farm was
Probably.
on Friday, and here I got two
Yeah,
bicep
I'm toast
tears.
right now. I'm going to Africa tomorrow, so I came in here.
Tomorrow?
Hold on a second. Whoa. You're going to Africa?
Yeah, we got like a whole week-long like safari trip
Where?
set up. We fly into Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And then we like take some little
So you're going straight
puddle
north.
jumper plane somewhere else. I'm not sure.
Fly into the bottom of the barrel and then going north from there.
I don't even know, honestly. I just know it's Africa.
He hits us with, I'm going to Africa tomorrow. Wow. Have you ever been to Africa?
No, that's like my first big trip like out of the country I'm going to be taking.
Okay.
Cabo doesn't count. does
You
it?
and the wife, obviously, right?
It's kind of like Americanized,
Yeah.
yeah.
Spring break.
What'd
You and
say?
your wife?
Yeah, and her parents too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So it'll be
nuts.
sick.
You
Don't tell my girlfriend because she'll be pissed that I haven't taken her
That
to
you haven't
fucking
scheduled it.
Africa.
Yeah, my wife just like is happy with like Kansas City. Like going like, hey, we're gonna go to Kansas City for the weekend.
Yeah.
I can't do Africa.
We went 3 weeks on a van vacation, and we get back in 2 days later. She's like, "Man, I'm dying for a vacation." Who the fuck are you?
Kaylee said that.
I'm like, "Hey, Bill Gates, chill out, huh?"
Dude, my parents are hilarious. They're like, yeah, we got a little getaway this weekend. I'm like, where? They're like, oh, downtown Nashville.
We're going into the city.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna just stay there and like eat at a bunch of places.
Dude, I'll tell you what though.
It's a
Sick.
staycation.
If you get a spot at one of the nice hotels down in Nashville and just order room service, that's
a good
clean
time.
living.
It's not-
dude.
it's
That's
not
Good
bad.
time.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
It's clean living.
Do you
I would do that. I would definitely do that.
do you like to get away like that and get away from like George? He immediately once the off season hits, he like you see him in like Bahamas. We did a podcast with him remote. He was like in the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
Do you like to get away like that, or you kind of chill homebody?
Yeah, like after the season, we always like it's usually with George and a couple other guys. We'll like when I
Mexico.
was in San Francisco, we would always go to Cabo.
Yeah.
We did that once when I was in Cincinnati. We haven't done that the past couple of years though. But yeah, at the end of the season, you always take like some type of trip. Like
Have
that.
to.
Yeah, you got to.
Because you're just, I mean, it's late July all the way through hopefully January, February.
Yeah.
And it's,
Which is like the past couple seasons, we've went all the way to like mid-February with the Bengals. So, which is the worst. You lose the Super Bowl. It's like, damn, I just wasted a month and I didn't get anything out of it. Which I mean, it's obviously it's still fun. To,
The
like,
experience
go
is
to,
crazy.
100%.
It hurt, but it hurts.
and you
though.
get paid a little bit more. So
Most
so
guys,
it's fine.
the way we've talked to it though, like most guys actually take a pay cut because you're making your salary through
Yeah.
week 18 or 19.
Their game checks are usually like the higher paid guys. Their game checks are way bigger than like the playoff checks.
Right, because you're only getting like what 40K.
Yeah, the first round is like 40K, then it goes like 60, then 80.
Wait a minute.
So Joe
you're
Burrow's
telling me
Joe Burrow goes from like $1 million a week down
Yeah.
to like 40K a week,
Yeah,
which he's gonna be all right. But it's just such a crazy.
it'll be fine. Yeah.
Wait. You're telling me. Hold on. Okay. Let me get this straight.
Your hair is ridiculous, dude.
NFL players make $40,000 a game for playoff games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a steal for the NFL, dude.
Yeah, they're making out like
You
I'm
know,
not sure the exact
robbery
number.
is like a
I'm not
chargeable
sure the exact
offense,
number,
right?
but
like, so if I came to your house and just took all your shit and left, and you called the cops, I'm going to jail. That's
Yeah.
what these motherfuckers are doing.
dude,
They're
yeah,
just
the
taking
amount
all
of
your
money
shit
they
and
make
leaving.
off those playoff games,
unbelievable.
and yeah, it's
They got
We
NFL.
got to change something.
We
Watch
brought-
the Walk Us podcast is going to start a fucking stand.
Well,
on
I don't know
this.
if we're gonna do shit, but we should probably talk to George. Might have a little pull on that. He could start asking for a little more for the boys. you
well,
know?
we just like signed our 10-year long CBA deal,
Yeah.
which
That's
was
not-
a mistake.
such a joke, dude. It was a big joke.
what? Where was
Is
the
it really a 10-year? I thought it was
I
a
believe
3.
so.
Can
That's bad.
enlighten me. What's the mistake? Where did we fuck up on that?
So go ahead, TZ.
Dude, there's so much to break down with that. What was
One of the things they flat out agreed to without
the extra
the
game? That
extra
was the
game,
biggest
without
part,
the
yeah.
extra
Dumb
bye
as
week.
hell.
So we get the extra game with no extra money. It's just like added on, and your check gets split up.
Yeah,
a
you
little
just
more
instead of getting $1
often.
million, you're getting 900,000 a week,
So,
and you're
and
just playing an
also-
extra game for money you already would have been making.
Also, they slipped in there to where we don't get paid our full salary from like week 1 to week 17. It's now split up into like 36 weeks, which like goes like into the off season. So you don't get your money all in like one big lump sum. If you like want to make an investment, you want to do whatever.
Which
with
is
it.
huge for you guys because those bigger like when you have that kind of money, you're trying to like move it around and
Yeah, like the earlier you get it, the better for you.
yeah.
So now
Jesus.
they like made this whole thing like we want to help people not spend their money, so we're gonna spread it out for 36 weeks. Like that's such BS, dude.
Unreal.
Which they can put that stuff like in an investment and make all the money. and
what
then
do you
just-
think they're doing? That's
Yeah,
exactly what they're
So
doing.
that's what.
They're just
So it's just a bunch of little stuff like that. But I don't make enough money to really have a voice and change anything on it. So.
sure.
But
I mean,
the one positive I see is that you don't have to pay state income tax on the when you're
Like,
not
if
in
you-
Cincinnati
if I
because you live in
play, yeah.
Tennessee. So like the money they're paying you through the off season, you're cool on the state.
They're paying me Tennessee,
Well, yeah,
Like
because
the
your
state
primary
income tax?
residence is Tennessee, and you're living in Tennessee.
but it's still the money from being in Cincinnati.
It doesn't matter though. It
Really?
shouldn't matter because when you play in Jacksonville, you don't pay a state income tax on that money.
I thought it was.
yeah,
I
that's
thought it
true,
was.
yeah.
It should be the same.
I thought
in
it was
the
wherever you
offseason.
played the game.
No, it's his primary residence. Well, yeah, during when you play the game, but they're not splitting it up 17
Oh,
weeks
you're
now.
saying
They're
now
splitting it
once
for-
the season's over,
for
that money
extra 16
I
or
don't-
19
are
weeks.
you
or
sure?
whatever, I'm
But it's
pretty
still like the
confident.
money that you earn from that
From
game
being-
at that location.
Okay.
So I think
It's
don't
gonna
think
be
that
for
works.
him.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the ones in the offseason are gonna be probably linked to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That would suck. If that's the case, then they're fucking you every which way to Sunday.
Yeah, they got away with it.
Trent's got to walk in there with some dynamite and just like blow shit up.
Well, it'd be good for Cincinnati. They'd finally build a new fucking cafeteria.
You're right. You're right.
Stop with the lunch ladies.
Yeah.
Dude, I love all those ladies and the guys in there that work. I love them because they did the report card. Did y'all see that stuff?
Yep.
That came
Oh, I
out with-
saw it.
Arizona was actually the worst.
And was it really?
Ben Neiman's has said Arizona's tough.
Dang, I've never been out there, but yeah, they like the Cincinnati. We were like bottom 3 or something like that, and like
Stuff.
all the ladies in there that were working, they were like offended. They were like so hurt, and
They
we
got
had
pissed.
to we had to go talk to them. We're like, no, like it's not y'all's fault. I
They're
promise.
doing their
It's-
best, I'm
yeah,
sure.
they're doing everything that they can. It's just the money that the organization is putting into the cafeteria and all
Yep.
that.
They're
is-
making DiGiorno as the best they can.
yeah, exactly. Like we can do a little bit better than that.
DiGiorno's are good. I have a DiGiorno once a week.
That's why every time I see the pizza, I'm like, damn, that would be nice. But I'm gonna stay away from it right now.
How do you approach nutrition? Are you try to eat clean? You try to.
I'm not like crazy like detailed in my nutrition, but you know what I've kind of started going to. I've seen people go on the like all meat and fruit
Carnivore.
type diet, which I think I like that. I've
Yeah.
done that a little bit, and you know I feel good doing it. So that's kind of lately I've just been eating like a bunch of steak and fruit.
Well,
That's a good diet.
It cuts
Yeah.
out all the processed carbs, which is
Like whenever I can like plan that out, I will. But
Yeah.
obviously I'll still go hit up Chick-fil-A or like order some DoorDash every
we
now and
smashed
then.
Chick-fil-A last night.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is the best.
We ate Hattie B's for lunch and then went to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Fuck.
I might have turned back around and got
Nice.
Chick-fil-A this morning.
Then we
too.
went to Jenny's after that. Ice cream.
Ooh, that's good.
We're so fat. I feel like shit today.
I mean, we got it in today.
I-
You were hitting like a little CrossFit workout.
At the end there, yeah, I did.
You a
So
big CrossFit guy?
yeah.
He's the CrossFit guy.
Let's
I don't know
go.
about the CrossFit guy. Let's go is usually not the reaction that people give me. They're like, "Oh, you're that guy." Okay, cool. It's good though. It's good. It does good for me. Are you big into the fitness and the nutrition? Do you like that stuff, that part of the game, or do you?
I think I've seen some guys in the NFL that they kind of consume their whole life with
Around it.
nutrition and like trying to eat as clean as possible and like being on the most strict schedule of all time. But I think you can overdo it to some point because at the end of the day, like football's a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got to be something that you love to do. It's not, and there's so much like nuance to it too. Like you can coach it up as much as you want, but once you get on the field, like you never know what's going to happen. You got to know how to adjust and make things happen on the fly. So you see the guys who are like have the strict schedule and they like try to focus on every little detail on the field, and then as soon as they get hit in the mouth, they don't know how to act. So
Yeah.
you know, I don't try to get too strict with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're not. There's no TB12 method in Trent's life.
Yeah, it kind of makes more sense for a quarterback. Because
Sure,
those
I
guys
guess.
they kind of have to be like that, like super detailed on point with everything.
Is there anything like that in your routine or a part of you being a professional athlete that you are sort of nitpicky with? Something you really like, something recovery wise, or maybe it's during the season, something you do every single day or once a week that you're just like, I need this.
No, I mean I've started to do I do like IVs on a regular basis.
yeah.
I usually do those twice a week.
Big on vitamins.
Yeah, I take vitamins every day.
Good.
just
Keep
like
crushing vitamins.
typical. I've been doing that ever since like I had the foot issue.
Yeah, that's
just for
probably
like all the
big.
bone health vitamins. I try to take all those, and like joint stuff.
To that point, if you get all your vitamins, then it's just energy resources.
Yeah, which that's why. And I do the what's it called when they take the blood out?
Like you talking
Take the
about
blood out.
plasma?
And they put the
Oh, PRP.
no, not PRP.
EPO?
They put like the oxygen in your blood and put it back in. Dude, we've done it sitting here a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta think.
Is that
I can't think of it
O2?
right now?
I don't know what that is, bro.
I'm stumped.
That sounds like some Lance Armstrong
I
shit.
can't
If I'm
think
being
of it right
honest.
now. I'm not gonna try to, but
What was I just gonna ask you? Fuck, you got any questions, G-Bone?
Got it, G-Bone.
Yeah, I don't want to like go too far back, but so I remember watching you guys in that 2021 season. It felt like from like me sitting on my couch watching Red Zone that every week it was like kind of like you didn't know what to expect from the Bengals. Like some weeks you guys looked like that Super Bowl team, and other weeks you're like, what happened?
yeah.
Did it feel like that in the locker room, you guys were like if it was lost, like we know we're a Super Bowl caliber team, or like was it kind of all over the place like that? Did it feel like that?
I think most of the guys in the locker, I think we knew we had the talent.
Right.
It was about just like putting those pieces together the right way,
Consistently.
which is like so hard because it was like we had so much good talent in that room with like Hayden Hurst, who we just lost to the Panthers. Like he was incredible for
that
us.
guy's a baller too.
So yeah, we had all these pieces that like we've never had before. Like the coaches, it was the first time that they were dealing with, Jamar Chase as a rookie and all these different guys. So like they were just kind of learning on the fly on like how to piece it all together, which was it was all a new deal. Like so that's like how it was. We knew we had the talent, but it was about just like if we were able to piece it together or not. So
is there like you talked about OTAs, but was there like a specific game that happened? You were like, oh shit, like we're like a really legit team. Like we were right, because I remember like you guys just beat the crap out of the Ravens in one game in 2021. And I was like, oh shoot, like the Bengals are here. Like they're ready to go. Was there a specific game that you noticed?
Man, I'm not sure. I don't know. I wouldn't say so. It was like for me because I knew like the season that the Bengals had before. So it was like every time we kept winning more and more games, it was like, oh wow, like I guess we are this good. And then we would beat another team by a good amount. It's like, oh, we're like even better than I thought. And just like every playoff game after that, it was like, dude, we really got the talent to go win this thing.
That sounds like 2015 a lot, doesn't it, Drake?
Yeah, we got pretty confident at the end. Originally, it was kind of like, what's happening?
You start to every game
Still
that
winning?
happens, you're just like, damn, like we're
Because
really...
at the end of the season was like we went on like an 8-game winning streak or something like that. So
feels like you can't lose.
it was like I make a joke about this all the time because I was on practice squad that first year until the Broncos game, which was like a little bit more than halfway through the season, and then we won every game after that. Once I was the punt returner, so I was like, I'll take a little credit. Let's go.
I don't know what the difference was. I do know one change was made.
Yeah. My wife, she's amazing. She like actually would like hype me up, and she's like, "Yeah, they finally started putting you in. That's why."
Let's go.
Your wife's a sports psychologist, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she is.
I mean, how much does that help to have a sports psychologist?
I was just gonna say, is that what
So
kind
I don't do work with her. That's kind of like we just kind of stayed away from that. I feel like it would be weird.
Does she ever like psychoanalyze you? Like you need to do this.
She probably does. Yeah. But I don't know. Not really.
Don't you think from like her perspective, if she sees you in a down spot, she just kind of knows from her profession
what he needs,
how to handle herself so that it doesn't make your life any more or your situation more stressful? I mean, that's kind of what sports psychologists do.
Yeah,
they take the
she
stress
is
off
really
you.
good at that.
Yeah.
That is something that's helped a lot. Like me coming home after a long day, she would have some food. Like she's like one of the best cooks I've been around. She's incredible.
What a lady.
Yeah, like she's obviously like busy all throughout the day, but she still like kind of puts that time aside to help me out and
That's
help
huge.
me do what I need to do. Yeah.
That's so sick.
So it's awesome.
What's the Trent Taylor plan for after football? What'd you get your degree in?
Finance. I never actually finished my degree.
Okay.
I had like 4 classes left.
You gonna go back and do that or fuck it?
Like every time I talk to like some financial people or like some guys that I have investments with that I could possibly go into work with. Anytime I mention it, like, yeah, I want to go back and finish, they're like, dude, you don't need to finish that. Like you really don't need to. But it's kind of like the thought of it. I just want to like finish what I started type of thing.
Feels good to like
Yeah.
run the whole race.
Yeah. Instead of like the whole life being like, yeah, I almost got my degree type of
Like
thing.
when someone like me asks a question, you're like, hey,
Yeah,
what you
now
do?
I got to explain this whole story.
I understand. Sorry to bring that up. This is just a little bit of sore subject. No. That's do you think you'd want to do something in finance, or now that you because once you get out, you made a little money with the league and you're like, I can kind of pursue whatever path I want to do.
Yeah, finance is kind of like a good base degree to have.
Yeah.
I think it's just like important to understand money and like,
Absolutely.
what to do with it and how it works. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of met with some financial advisors where I'm like, this doesn't seem like a blast.
No, it does not.
It does not seem like a blast.
I can just see Trent sitting in the office like,
Yeah,
This is
I don't know.
I like the white.
This isn't the barn, dude.
Yeah.
Take me back to the
Cubicles.
barn.
It's
We're
fun.
the psycho guys that I can get along with and like throw some weight around. with. But yeah,
That's
who
funny.
knows? We'll see what happens.
I feel like when you're in something like an NFL or you're a professional athlete, a lot of guys, it's just like I'm just trying to go day by day and just
Yeah.
get another year.
That's what I know. Some guys who like finish their degrees like in the off season.
Yeah.
And like some of my coaches have like mentioned, like my college coaches are like, you want to do this during the off season? I'm like, that's the last thing that I want to
No,
do.
I want
Like,
to not think about.
I have this small window of time to make as much money as possible. Why would I waste time
Yeah.
getting my degree? I mean, to each their own, but that's how I think of it.
Yeah. Well, you got anything else? Anybody?
I'm curious. So I feel like when I think like Conference USA guys, it's always like sneaky, really good offensive talent in the NFL. Is that like a thing that does? And when you're at a Conference USA school, do you guys like pride yourself on like developing kind of like not necessarily like under the radar talent? But I feel like when it's like at Iowa, they're always like, oh, like we know like no one's gonna like love us or whatever, but like we show it in the NFL. Is it kind of similar in Conference USA where it's like we know we crush it, right? Like, but it's just we got to get there. We got to show up.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it perfectly. There's like so many talented dudes. Like that's why most of our games are like 40 to 45.
Dude,
at the
crazy
end.
games.
And y'all, like Iowa's the complete opposite of that. I think, yeah, that's the thing. There's just like so much offensive talent that goes to those like mid-range schools.
Wild.
Right.
Because they know that they can go in and they'll get a bunch of catches and get a lot of highlights off
Your
that.
games are
so.
like basketball games, honestly. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
it's pretty wild.
It's
Are you tight with other Conference USA dudes in the league? Like, you ever like play the Patriots? So like, oh, Bailey Zappi, I know what you went through. Like Conference USA.
Yeah,
like we're the same.
Anytime I played against Aaron Jones, we would always dap each other up. And, Richie James from Middle Tennessee, he's with the Chiefs now. We were teammates with him in San Fran for a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like all those guys that you play in Conference USA, there's like a different type of bond. It's like, okay. Yeah,
Look across the
We
line
made
like
it out of
that.
the mud.
We made it.
We're
bro.
fucking doing it, baby. Yeah. It's like that's like when like a 2A guy in Iowa makes it, starts playing it for the Hawks. It's just like I fucking did it. I did it. Well, we appreciate you sitting down with us.
I appreciate you guys. It was dope.
This is where the real show is happening. As we record this, Pardon My Take is recording with George right over there. So
They wanted me over there. I was like, nah, I'm going to the Walk On podcast.
that
for sure.
I wish that was true. That we could actually pull more than they could. But we're happy you sat down. Thanks for doing it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. Check us out next time. Till then, peace.
Man, it's easy.
Oh my God. You're a legend.